Magically Charged Witch. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Octavia, and this is Witchcraft Wednesday. This channel is mainly about things such as the occult, witchcraft, paranormal, paganism, stuff like that. So if those are topics that you are interested in, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so you can be notified when I upload a new video, which is usually every Wednesday, hence the Witchcraft Wednesday part. Okay, so the topic that I wanted to discuss today was your Book of Shadows / grimoire, just some random points that I wanted to touch on. This video has been recorded multiple times. The first time, my phone didn't record it. And I didn't know it didn't record it. And I spoke, I want to say, for like 15 minutes. And it just, nope, nothing was recorded. And the second time, I got a phone call in the middle of it because, again, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, blah, 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 whatever. So this is, again, I'm trying to record this. I am not feeling the best today, so I am in kind of like pajamas, and I have my glasses on because my eyes hurt. So, if the glare bothers you, I'm sorry. I tried to get rid of the glare as much as I could, but I am not tech savvy enough to completely get rid of the glare. So there's gonna be the glare on my glasses, and if that's distracting to you, I apologize. I can't record this without my glasses. My eyes are killing me, so. Yeah, and I keep touching my hair. I'm sorry. This is a new wig I'm trying to try out, and I know it probably needs some powder to make it not look as shiny, but oh well. Okay, topic. Grimoire, Book of Shadows. Okay, so first, I'm not going to show mine because, well, I don't really have like a set one. I have all my information written in like multiple sources and multiple things, and I don't have it all like together. It's kind of all over the place, all over my house. And also, I just really don't personally would want to share my personal pages and stuff like that. It's just very personal to me, and how many times can I say that word? But it's just, yeah, I don't want to share it. Some people are perfectly fine with sharing theirs, and they like to. I just don't. So there's that. That's why you're not going to see any pictures of that in this video. So the second thing is, what is the difference between a grimoire and a Book of Shadows? So I use them both interchangeably. I know I really shouldn't because they're technically different, but I like the word grimoire better than Book of Shadows, even though my books are kind of filled with both. So I guess that's kind of why I kind of interchange the two. I call them both, but a grimoire is just like general information. Normally, it could be passed down to different people. It doesn't really have any personal, like, practice information. It's just general knowledge. Whereas a Book of Shadows is very much your personal practice, and it's very personal to you, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a short, sweet, and to the point definition of the two. So the next thing I want to talk about was picking out your book. Like, what are you going to write in? What are you going to do with it? There's multiple different things you can do. One would be, like, digital. It could be a digital version. You could have it, like, on your computer, just, like, a document file. You could have multiple different documents. You could have it in your phone, like a notepad. You could actually do it online, like, on a website or Tumblr or Instagram, something like that. So you could do it the digital way, or you could do like a paper way. So with that, you could do it all in like just one giant book, like one giant fancy book, if you want to do something like that. You could have multiple different books. You could also do like a binder where you could like print off the pages from your computer, slide them in those like little sleeves and put it in a binder, or it could just be like notebook paper that's a 3-ring binder that's put in a 3-ring binder. You could do any of those ways. I personally, right now, I have it in just like multiple books, and I also have stuff on my phone, so mine's kind of all over the place. But my goal is to have one big giant book that has all of my information, and it's kind of just like a table of contents, and it's going to be in a big book. That's my goal. So yeah, there's how to start it, like what to get. You could also make your own book too. You could either buy a book or make your own. I think there's some YouTube tutorials on people making books. I'm sure you could also find information somewhere else. I tried to make a book. It failed. I just wasn't a talent of mine. It didn't work out. Ooh, sorry, I'm tired. But not a talent of mine, didn't work out. So normally I just buy my books. If you want a more personalized, if you don't want to make your book, you want it more personalized or fancy, Etsy is a great place to look. There's so many different sellers on there that have such beautiful books. If you don't care about any of that, you can just go to your regular like general store in your area and pick up a couple books or pick up your book. So there's that. So a tip I have actually, thing I want to talk about was being scared or like to start writing your book, like starting to write your book and like being scared or like putting it off, stuff like that. Because I think that's actually a pretty big issue. I've even seen it on some Instagram posts that I made where people say that, yeah, that's their issue, is that they have books, but they have journals, notebooks, and they haven't written in it because they're nervous too. They're worried they're going to mess up the book and stuff like that. And I totally understand that, because when I first started trying to write in a book, like trying to write in a journal, things like that, I was really nervous I was going to mess it up. I'm like someone who has really bad handwriting. I'm not only dyslexic, but I have fine motor skill problems. So yeah, my writing is pretty terrible. I was also online schooled like for most of my life. So a lot of like just writing, most of my stuff is all typing. But so I was really nervous about writing in a book because I was worried I was going to ruin it. And I held off for a long time with actually writing. I was just like saving documents that I liked because I was worried about writing and ruining it. And I just honestly really just had to get over it, kind of, because writing is, keeping a book of shadows or grimoire can be like really important to your practice, and it's a great way to continue to learn and like to have your knowledge, like have your information put in a specific place, and there's so many good benefits of it. And a lot of people just really want to start one, but they're nervous too. So some tips I have. First, if you're worried that you're going to ruin your book, get some cheap books, some books that you don't care, some journals that you don't care about ruining, some notebooks you don't care about ruining. Just get some of those and write in those. You don't have to have anything fancy. Just get those and write in those. Problem solved. But if you really do want a fancy book, but you're worried about ruining it, there's different things you can do. One is if you have an issue with writing, like if it actually hurts, or if it's hard to read, or if you're really bad at it, whatever have you. You could type all the information on your computer and print it out. That's a great way to have it. And then you print it out, and then you just cut whatever you need to have cut off, and then just glue it into your book. You could do that. That's a great way to have everything easily be read, and it all looks the same, blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to do that, you can just write in it. Just remind yourself that you're not perfect. Your book doesn't have to be perfect. Your practice isn't perfect. And it's a book for yourself. It's for you and your practice. So if it has some if you have some spelling errors, if the writing's kind of wonky, who cares? Because as long as it's something that's important to you, that's all that matters. And as long as it's special to you. That's pretty much where I'm at, because I know I want a nice book, but I don't want to print pages off, so I'm just kind of like, fuck it. I'm just going to write in it. So, yeah, really just kind of remind yourself that this is a book for you and your practice. And you will thank yourself in the long run once you start writing in it, and once you get over that initial fear. Because these books, they're not gonna mean anything. They're not gonna mean anything if there's nothing in them. These journals, things that we get, they're not gonna mean anything unless we are writing in them. Sorry, I keep touching my hair. It keeps falling on my face. So I've touched on the definition of the two. I've touched on tips on what to write in, what to use, getting over that fear of writing. The next thing would be what to write. There's so many things. I could make this a pretty easy response and pretty short. It's just be like, whatever you want to write. Because it's true, whatever you want to write. But for some recommendations, like some starting points, would be, you could write about the wheel of the year. Like if the wheel of the year is something you follow, you could write about that and the different holidays and celebrations. You can write about different herbs and their meanings, just general information about them, what kind of spells they're good for, stuff like that. You can write the same when it comes to crystals. You could write about astrology, spirit guides, your deities, different deities you work with, spell work, like all the different spell works and things. That's a great thing to be putting in your book. You can even write about your dreams in there, like if you're having any kind of like dreams or anything to do with any kind of psychic abilities, like anything that you're thinking could have a different kind of meaning to it. Write it down. You could write down how your meditations are going if you meditate. You can write things about chakras if that's something that you're like into, that you kind of follow, like different chakras. You can write stuff about star seeds if that's another thing that you're into. Like, just honestly, so many different things. Like, I could spend probably an entire day talking about all the different things that you could be writing in your book. But really, it's whatever is personal to your own practice, whatever works for you, whatever you feel like needs to be in your book. Put it in there, because it's for you. Honestly, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I think that's a great starting point. If you have any more questions about Book of Shadows, grimoires, things like that, please drop a comment below. Let me know. This is just kind of like a general overview and general tips that were kind of like in my head. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about. So I will see you next week. Bye.